This is Gray Man Media content.
Marker.
Welcome to Wolf Takes a Bite. I am here again, and oh my god, this has been a marathon. Let me tell you why. Today, we are going to be talking about one of the most mysterious places in the United States. Sorry, I was just checking to make sure it's in the United States. We're talking about one of the most haunted locations anywhere in the world, possibly.
Do you need to check if it's in the world?
This beautiful estate has been the topic of discussion for paranormal enthusiasts everywhere. Specifically, on the English countryside, this 16th century manor has played a significant role in the social, political, and cultural events of England. Not to mention the fact, in this episode, we'll take a deep dive into the history of Rudloe Manor, specifically exploring some notable owners and famous events that have taken place there. And we'll definitely tell you about the ghostly aspects as well. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of Wolf Takes a Bite about Rudloe Manor. Just do it for you. I do it for
Fuck
me.
you.
He was so upset because he thought I was giving him a hard time. But I'm here. It's just all about how much alcohol I have. Devin almost spit his drink out.
I almost did, dude. It was so close.
One day I'll get that on camera.
I hope not, because like
I really did.
it's all over the place.
I'm just kidding. I really hope that happens. Oh God, Devin. Hey, you know what we've done today?
This is the third one of these that we've done. So
Not for them.
yeah, no, but for us, it's slowly driving us insane. That right there.
I slept 3 hours last night. Oh my God, you're such a bitch. I started drinking at noon.
And we're not even
What time
done.
is it? 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I know.
I've been drinking for 6 hours.
Drink up, buddy. Here, get your fucking mug on the table.
Buy my mug. All right, now for something a little bit less serious.
If you say today's topic, I'm gonna
Today's episode, as we talk about Rudloe Manor. Welcome to Wolf Takes a Bite. I am your host, John Wolf, with my co-host, Devin, the Lord Manor Gray.
Manor.
I mean, I'm alone in my car
Yeah.
listening to myself talk.
Yeah.
Because I listen to my own podcast. Anyway, hey!
There's a cut
What?
somewhere.
How's it going?
It probably looks good.
Yeah. This looks great. We had a good topic. Yeah, that's funny. I'll leave some of that in. So Devin, today we're talking about Rudloe Manor. What do you know about that?
Well, I thought what Jessica said was what it was, which was
What was that?
that this is some kind of British Area 51, but based on the intro we just filmed, not at all. Or
She's probably closer to right.
or you have completely inaccurate facts today.
That's possible.
Just a smidge possible.
Listen, it's the UK. Nobody really cares.
Don't we have a listener base there?
They haven't shown me anything to prove otherwise. Until
Damn,
I get
that's
a
crazy.
comment from somebody saying,
That's
"You
crazy.
bloody asshole! You better be in fucking Azkaban after what you just said about bread." then I will not comment back and recognize that you listened to me. Sorry.
Yeah, every single person in the UK
goes to Azkaban.
They're all scared of going to Azkaban.
It's a tour of duty now. You have to go to Azkaban. It's all part of J.K. Rowling's plan. You have to go to Azkaban if you live in the UK.
That's insane.
Exactly. So, Rudloe Manor may be the new Azkaban. So let's talk about that. It is a stunning Tudor-style mansion situated in a picturesque county of Kent. Very beautiful area of the UK, if you've never been. The mansion is set within 100 acres of manicured lawns, gardens, woodlands, providing a peaceful, serene environment for the owners and their guests. Because it is a B&B.
What?
Yes. Now, it does have an illustrious history, and we'll get into that soon. But the house, let's say, is characterized by its half-timbered exterior. It is a common feature in Tudor architecture. One of my favorite subjects, by the way. As you know, I used to be an architect. The interior of the mansion is eloquently impressive, with high ceilings, grand fireplaces, and an ornate decor. Everything you would expect from a proper British home. Now, Rudloe Manor was built in the 16th century by Sir Thomas Browning, a wealthy merchant and politician. The estate was initially used as a hunting lodge and was later expanded to become a full-time residence. The Browning family owned Rudloe Manor for several generations, during which time they hosted many influential figures in English society, including Queen Elizabeth I, Sir Francis Drake, and in the late 17th century, the Brown family sold Rudloe Manor to the Earl of Devin. Pristinely... there's a word starts with an E.
Eccentric?
No, well, maybe. I want to say something close to apostle, but it's not.
Esteemed?
Esteemed. Close enough. To the Earl.
It's somewhere around there.
To the Earl of Devonshire. Probably one of the most esteemed.
Oh, you're going to cut out
Earls.
how I told you that the word you were looking for. You're such a cunt.
They sold Rudloe Manor to the Earl of Devonshire. Probably one of the most esteemed earls in UK history. Which he owned the estate for several decades. Now, in the 19th century, Rudloe Manor was purchased by a wealthy industrialist, James Harrington, another very well-known wealthy family name in the UK, and to a lesser extent in the United States. The Harrington family, specifically Harrington himself, was known for his love of lavish parties, and he spread everything out on the table and spared no expense in hosting some of the most extravagant events of the time at Rudloe Manor. Now, these events attracted some of the most influential people of the era, including the Prince of Wales.
Whoa!
This man had it going!
So is that like, does he come in riding on orcas or?
So think about, all right, Devin, you know the guy.
Of course, we all. Like they were already in love, but that was the whole thing. That they were like long lost loves. And like he disappeared and she came back. Oh my god. You want to? Wow. On my. Yeah. Who cares? It's not your place.
It was one.
There you go. That fixed it. Good job, Sean.
I'm sorry. It did it for the effect. It was not appropriate. I apologize. I'm sorry, Devin. That was rude.
John, I'm fucking with you. Calm down.
Well, I've offended you many times recently.
This ain't one of those times.
Okay, good enough. In the late 17th century, the Brown family sold the Rudloe Manor to the Earl of Devonshire, who owned several estates of the decade. Now, in the 19th century, Rudloe Manor was purchased by a wealthy industrialist named James Harrington. Harrington was known for his love of lavish parties, much like... What was it called again?
The Great Gatsby! Now you have to leave that all in. You have to leave at least part of that in.
Fuck you, I know. Now, just like the Great Gatsby, he spared no expense in hosting some of the most extravagant events of the time of Rudloe Manor. These events attracted some of the most influential people of the era, including the Prince of Wales, good God, as well as who later became King Edward, right? Harrington was also at, what's that number?
John, we're at time. Hurry up.
Just tell me the number.
Where?
VII.
That's 7.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. That's why we don't do 3. Oh, where's my notes?
Something about Roman numerals.
I got this. All right.
Don't you start over, bitch.
Now, these events attracted some of the most influential people of the era, specifically including the Prince of Wales, who later became King Edward VII. Harrington was also known as the patron of arts, who had a vast collection of paintings and sculptures, many of which are still on display in the mansion today. Really, he reminds me a lot of, the Great Gatsby of the era.
So what you all don't know is that you missed about 7 minutes of nonsense for that cut. Just so you're aware. Go on. Yeah, totally. Great Gatsby. What I wanted to know about the Prince of Wales was, does he come in riding orcas or humpbacks?
Humpbacks.
Okay. Good to know. I don't know much about UK culture.
And in the earliest 20th century, Rudloe Manor was purchased by the Hargraves family, another very well-noted family in the UK. I mean, this name has been dated back to multiple generations.
Of course.
Now, the Hargraves family, who made a significant change to the estate, however, the family added a tennis court, a swimming pool, a bowling green, which, just so you know, is outdoor bowling.
Yep.
They added all this to the grounds, as well as making it a hub of activity for the local community. The Hargraves family was also known for their philanthropic efforts, and were active supporters of many charities, including the Royal National Lifeboat Institution. During World War II, Rudloe Manor played a very crucial role in the war effort. The mansion was used as a hospital for wounded soldiers and later as a training ground for soldiers before they were deployed to the front lines. The estate was also used for a base for the RAF, the Royal Air Force.
Whoa.
Many pilots trained here before going into combat.
Wow.
Keeping in mind, they had an extensive amount of land. More than enough for a...
How much sky did they have?
All of it. Let's keeping in mind they had enough land to do multiple runways. This basically based itself as a hub for the RAF, as well as during World War II, Winston Churchill was in full support of using these grounds for training for the RAF as well as ground infantry. This land has a lot of history.
That's what I'm gathering.
It's all awesome. This is what I like about, the UK, is that it is just full of history and a lot of... Why are you laughing?
Oh, no, I'm listening, please.
But you're laughing. Okay.
No, I'm not laughing. No, John, please.
No,
Please, John.
I'll cease fire.
No, John,
I will
John,
cease
please.
fire. Now, 4 minutes. Can't hold it in. In more recent times, the Rudloe Manor has been used as a location for several films and TV shows, some of which you might actually recognize.
Doubt it.
Unless you're Devin. Those are including the popular British drama Downton Abbey.
Nope.
The mansion has also been used for many corporate events and
was that
weddings.
the only one you were going to list?
Because I knew you were going to say no to everything else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, did I call it?
I don't know. You didn't list any other
Well,
ones.
you didn't know Downton Abbey. That's the most popular British TV show in the world. That's what I'm working with.
Cool. This is what we're doing. All right, let's go. Come on. Come
Wow,
on.
somebody's
Read
offended.
it.
Are
Read
you
it.
offended?
No, Daddy. Come on. Let's go.
What the fuck is happening right now? He seems very upset.
Oh, you wanna see upset?
Devin, are you
You
mad?
wanna see? I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking
When
about
you're
it.
thinking about it, I still have some room. Are you mad or are you thinking about it?
I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
Oh, I'm thinking about
Well,
it.
don't go there yet because I'm going to calm your
thinking
ass
about it.
down, hopefully.
All right, here we go.
I love you.
Go, please, God.
What's in that water? Sorry, listen. All right, so Downton Abbey, right? The mansions... I'm leaving that in. The mansion has also been used for many corporate events as weddings, with its beautiful gardens and historic charm, providing a perfect backdrop for these occasions. Now, sadly, Rudloe Manor was damaged in a fire in 2019. Unfortunate, which destroyed the east wing of the mansion. However, the owners have vowed to restore the estate to its former glory, and the work is actually currently underway to repair the damage. But the damage was extremely extensive. But now the present owners, I will say, do have more than enough money. And now in 2023, it is all good and well.
Excellent.
You know what I like about old buildings, Devin? That they stand the test of time. Much like our show. But that could only be possible by you guys checking out these ads. And that, Devin, is why you're wrong. Man, I gotta take a pause for some ads here. Listen, guys, I can't stop or start a podcast without Monster Energy Drink. I tell you, it's the only thing that really keeps me going, along with my little friend here. Speaking of which, you can buy this at greenmanmediaco.com. And you can find our links to both right below. If you go to greenmanmediaco.com, you can find all of my merch, as well as a bunch of other shows that we do as well. We got everything. So go ahead and check that out today. And if you like what we're doing and you want to start your own podcast, you should try Transistor Radio. Just kidding. It's called Transistor FM. Transistor FM is a podcasting host that supports creators from around the world. They allow us to post all these feeds everywhere that you listen to our show, and we appreciate that support. So use the link below to get signed up today. That's a good cigar. Much like the Great Gatsby smoked, and I'm sure the Harringtons did as well. So let's get back to talking about Rudloe Manor. Ashton.
They're okay.
Not bad.
They're not the best ones I've had, but they're pretty good.
All right, this is where we make it look like I actually haven't been drunk this entire time.
Leave that the fuck in.
Definitely not.
Why? I have the clip. Oh my God, you're an animal. You're a fucking animal.
Saving it for lip for later. What do you think about the back history there?
Well, I know a lot more about Rudloe Manor than I ever did.
I know. It's interesting, right?
A lot of well-known, influential names going around.
The main thing is that people with a lot of money have passed this property through their hands quite a bit.
Well, it makes sense because it's probably a large property and a large house. I mean, you have to have money to get money, you know what I mean?
Probably not even it. I think we guarantee that.
You're probably right.
Probably. So let's dive into some of the actual conspiracy theories, ghost stories, and other things that surround Rudloe Manor.
I'm dying to hear it.
As with many historic estates, specifically in the UK and anywhere that has a long-dated history, Rudloe Manor has its fair share of tales and paranormal activity. and rumors of secret societies and hidden treasures. That's right, I said secret societies.
I was way more interested in the treasures.
Not the Knights Templar? Because we're going to get into that. One of the most popular ghost stories, however, associated with Rudloe Manor, is that of a woman in white who haunts the mansion's hallways. That sounds familiar, doesn't it?
This whole thing kind of gave
Sounds
me,
like Winchester?
Yeah, Winchester vibes.
Yeah, a little bit.
From the get-go.
I mean, that's okay. But it's the old Winchester. Where do the Winchester Manor people come from? England. Right?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. She was originally from the UK.
Yeah.
So this would stand true. Maybe just British people
Are
get
they
haunted.
What?
I don't know. Yeah, that's good. Leave it.
It's Dementors.
It is. It's from Azkaban.
Yeah.
Because everybody in the
It's
UK goes to Azkaban. Exactly.
Yep.
You get it. Finally, sometime.
I'm gonna slap you.
Leave that in for court evidence. Legend has it that the ghost is the spirit of a former maid who worked at the estate and fell in love with one of the Brownie family sons. Oh my God, it sounds like Winchester Manor. The romance was forbidden, as most UK ones are, and the maid was dismissed from her job. She was heartbroken, and it is said that she has taken her own life by jumping from one of the upper windows of the mansion.
Now, wait a second. Isn't that how she died?
So I just said.
Winchester.
No.
How'd she die?
Of old age.
No one does.
She did.
Oh.
And that statement is Hagrid.
Got it. No one does. Everybody's dying of something.
Another eerie tale associated with Rudloe Manor is that of a secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
UK, it's the UK, the secret tunnels, James Bond, Knights Templar,
Secret tunnel, Area
Indiana
51,
Jones,
Boeing 747.
Exactly.
Connected to Denver Airport.
which is connected to the UK.
obviously under the entire Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah.
If you don't think there's tunnels
Oh.
for
No,
trains,
please, tell me.
Google it. I promise you, you will find tunnels from country to country. Over
No.
there on that other side of the pond, from country to country, there's tunnels going under the water in the
From
ocean.
America to UK.
I didn't say that,
Well, that's why I'm asking you to be
but
specific.
I'm implying that. Because if they can do it from Australia to fucking wherever, or from Greece to fucking Rome, then anybody can fucking
From
do
Greece
it.
to Rome. Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I'm not looking at a map, but I know there's like 7-mile long tunnels around Tokyo to Japan.
Do you know how big the Atlantic Ocean is?
There is tunnels from a country to another mainland country over on that other side of the globe that I have only been to once. So yes, those things exist. It's like we have the 7-mile bridge in Florida, which is stupid because it's a 7-mile long bridge. If there's a hurricane, you're kind of really fucked for 7 miles. What are you gonna do? You're gonna die. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna die. Now, according to local legend, there is a hidden tunnel that runs from the mansion to a nearby church. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, it does.
I didn't say what you said. I was just going with it. Now, the tunnel was allegedly used by smugglers to transport contraband goods to evade the authorities. Some even believe that the tunnel was used by secret societies, and its purpose was to provide a secret passage for members of high ranking to meet and discuss their plan. Allow for interjection.
No, I ain't got nothing.
Some conspiracy theories surrounding Rudloe Manor involve the Brownie family, who were original owners of the estate. Some believe that the family was involved in the occult practices and that the mansion was a center for secret societies. such as the Knights Templar, the Illuminati, Epstein Island. Some have suggested that the family coat of arms, which features a dragon and a unicorn, is symbolic for their involvement in the mystical and esoteric traditions. Others claim, however, that the family had connections to the Knights Templar and that they possessed hidden knowledge and treasures that are still being hidden on the estate grounds today. There have also been rumors of mysterious disappearances. That was a bleep. On the grounds of Rudloe Manor. I'm going to blackbar it.
It's like my finger's nude.
Yeah. This is penis. One story tells, leave all this in. One story tells of a group of hikers actually, it's even worse, who were exploring the woods surrounding a mansion and never returned.
Whoa.
Not just one person, but a group of them.
I mean, they were trespassing.
Well, they never returned. Some believe that they stumbled upon something sinister, perhaps evidence of the secret societies that are said to operate on the estate. This kind of sounds like Bohemian Grove a little bit, doesn't it?
Did people ever go missing from there?
Yeah, if you're not supposed to be there, you don't show up again. Except for fucking...
I don't remember that.
What?
I don't remember anything like that.
It's extremely secret society. If you're not
I
allowed
understand
to be
that.
there, you're gonna get fucking
But I
doxxed.
don't remember any of us covering anybody who went missing from like trespassing. I don't remember that.
Yeah, because how would you know?
Oh, so you're speculating.
How would you know?
Well, we know about this.
How would you know if they actually went missing because they found it, right? Because they went missing, so nobody would know that they found it.
So this is incredible.
So and nobody would know.
What are you saying?
Nobody would know. No, I'm saying nobody would know.
So how did we know that these people went missing?
How would you know if they went missing from Bohemian Grove too? You wouldn't.
So how do we know that these people went missing? You're not answering the question.
Listen, it's worth nothing that there is little to no evidence to support the fact that these people went missing.
It's worth noting.
I said what I said.
You see what I'm working with here?
It's worth nothing. And it's also worth noting that there's little to no evidence to support the fact that these ghost stories and conspiracy theories really hold no evidence. Many of these tales have been passed down through generations and taken a life of their own at this point. Nevertheless, they add to the mystique and allure of Rudloe Manor, adding to the estate's already fascinating history. As we mentioned earlier, Rudloe Manor is steeped in history and is also known for spooky stories as well as paranormal activity. In addition to the woman in white, there are few other ghost stories associated with the estate. So one such tale involves the mansion's library. According to local legend, the library is haunted by the ghost of a former owner of the estate who was an avid reader. Obviously, he had a library.
That's crazy.
I know.
Fucking wild.
Wouldn't it be wild if you were an avid reader and you had a library?
Honestly, mind-blowing.
Yeah. So visitors to the library have reported feeling a very unexplained presence in the room and have heard the sound of turning pages or shuffling books, despite there being nobody else in the room.
Spooky.
Such a creepypasta, right? Another eerie story involves the mansion's nursery, and it is said to have the ghost of a child that haunts that room, with the witnesses reporting hearing a baby's cries or laughter coming from an empty room. Some speculate that the child may have died in the nursery, or perhaps that the spirit is of a former governess or nanny who cared for the Brownie family's children. You okay, Devin?
It doesn't sound like there's much of a story here. It sounds like we learned a lot about a building.
You're right, so I guess we should wrap this episode.
There you go.
So we explored the history.
Dead ass. Fucking for real? Holy shit. Are you even doing Wolf anymore? What is this? Is this a historical podcast now? What in the hell are we doing?
Thank you, ChatGPT, for this episode. So there's one more story I have about Rudloe Manor.
Are you about to do what I think you're gonna fucking do, you fucking bitch?
Thing you know you love most about me.
Yeah, but not when it's the only bit. God damn! All right, listen. Here, no, you better keep this in, John. Listen, I'm a level with you.
What?
I'm a level with y'all.
What?
I'm a level with y'all.
Oh,
all right. The thing is John didn't really prepare the ghost part of this story. He did a great job at present. You better, motherfucker, because you're about to lie or you're about to do nothing.
Yep.
Your indifference is striking. You gonna undo your belt? Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah? I swear to God, John, if that hits me.
All right, so Rudloe Manor, right? Let me tell you about it. Because I have some theories, right? Oh, look at that. I have some theories about Rudloe Manor.
I'm thinking about getting angry.
All right, I have some theories. Right, so specifically relating to the Knights Templar. So here's the deal, Devin. I think Rudloe Manor actually has a lot of extraterrestrial ties with it as well.
Of course it does.
Yeah, why wouldn't it? You got all this property, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the government has somehow tied itself into it. And all this profit is being able to be generated by all these different wealthy families as they generate on through, you know what I'm saying? It's not like most of Wales. It's completely different in its own right. What I think is that there has been a lot of UFO activity throughout the UK. That is notable and that is factual. Many of these reports are usually done in the same region as the Rudloe Manor.
Mm-hmm.
So is Rudloe Manor a hub for extraterrestrial activity?
I think so.
Or is it a government cover-up? Because that massive amount of land that they used the RAF for was actually studying and communicating with extraterrestrials. These are questions you have to ask yourself.
Because I can't be bothered to.
It'll sound good post.
No, I know. Well, no, you son of a bitch. You're going to pull it off? Fucking hate you.
These are questions you're going to have to ask yourself. There's been many cases of disappearances and straight up strange experiences, not only related to Rudloe Manor, but the areas surrounding it. The UK has itself over 14,000 UFO sightings. Although we talk about UFO sightings more in the US than anywhere else, the UK doesn't usually get much light on this. Whether it be to cultural, political, or straight up government cover-up, a lot of the stories don't usually get out as easily as they do in the US. What we find most interesting here is that cases like Rudloe Manor that have an elusive and very extensive history, not only culturally but politically, there has to be a reason that all these people want to be tied in to this specific location. Maybe Rudloe Manor is really just used as a hub for specific members of parliament or the government of the UK to communicate their ideas, much like Bohemian Grove. It is interesting to note that so many notable figures have owned the property and or visited the property throughout the many illustrious years of its existence. So, while you're looking into Rudloe Manor, keep these things in mind, because we want to know what really happens there. A lot of these documents are usually sealed or hidden from the general public. It is interesting to note as well that many of the people that have visited Rudloe Manor that are not part of the notable society keep their names hidden, but somehow still get these intriguing invites. So what is really going on there? Is this a new Epstein Island? Is it a hub for extraterrestrial activity? Or is it really just a government cover-up? We may never know. But what we do know is that Rudloe Manor still remains one of the most mysterious places for supernatural activity in the UK to this day. This has been Wolf Takes a Bite, and we appreciate you joining us on this adventure, talking about Rudloe Manor and its history.
Follow us on the social medias.
Very good point, Devin. Thank you for watching this episode of Wolf Takes a Bite on Rudloe Manor.
You already said that.
I'm just rapping.
Yo.
Exactly. Yeah, so thank you for watching this episode of Rudloe Manor. I did great.
You did fine.
Shut the fuck up.
You did fine.
I want to hear your comments after.
It was so nice to act like you had something.
I did. Please visit us at greatmanmediacode.com where you're able to buy my merch, which is fantastic. Look at this mug. It's a fantastic example of this mug. You can find t-shirts of all the stuff we're talking about this season, as well as some specific items that are related to the season, I should say.
Mummies
Being one of them. Hopefully there's more. As well as we want to invite you to join us on all of our social media where once this season gets in full swing, we will be posting so much stuff. I want to see your comments. I want to know what you think. And you can comment on below any video that you see, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or YouTube. As well as you can listen to this podcast anywhere podcasts can be found. If you're listening to this on Spotify or iHeartRadio and or Apple Podcast, please make sure you go ahead and hit the stars, give us a review, and soon coming to Spotify, comment. We want to make sure that your voices are heard. If you can't reach us that way, you can reach us through greatmanmediaco.com/wolf. You can email me directly at wolftakesbite. Thanks for everything.
We'll see you on the next one.
Remember, question everything. We'll see you on the next one. Oh, one last thing. Be sure to join us next week as we explore the fascinating phenomenon known as the Mandela effect.
Whoa.
Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and leave us a review on your favorite platform. Until next time, question everything, and we'll see you on the next one.
Maybe there'll be content.